Hello guys, welcome to DennisTechTips. In this video, I am going to show you how to add transitions in Shotcut Video Editor. So without wasting much of your time, let's get right into that. To add transition in Shotcut Video Editor, first of all, right here in my timeline, I have three objects. I have a photo and then two short video clips at the end right here. So to add transition between these objects, let's start with the transition from this photo into this video. So when I preview this, you see that the transition is just a basic cut. There's nothing fancy about it. So I want to add a much nicer transition. To do that, I will have the photo selected and then I'm going to move my mouse over to the edge of the photo or the end of the photo, and immediately the pointer is going to turn into an arrow pointing opposite directions. So with that, I can click and drag the object over the next or the photo over the video, and you see this pattern down here. Now this is a transition. Now when I preview this, you see how smooth transition is. Now that is much better. So basically that is how to add transition in Shotcut Video Editor. There is no special trick to it. So I want to add a transition or one more transition between these two video clips. So when I try to apply the same technique I use here, when I click and drag this over the next, you see it doesn't work. Why? Because this is a video clip and I am using the entire duration of the video clip. So with the photo, I was able to drag it over the next object because I can increase the duration as long as I want. But I cannot do that with a video clip if I am using the entire video clip. So I am using the entire duration of the video clip, so I cannot stretch it longer than its duration. So that's why I'm not able to drag it over the next to create a transition. But there's a way to go around this. So instead of dragging this video over the next, I can drag or I can move the next one over the previous one. So when I click on this and drag it on top of this one or on top of the previous clip, you see it creates the transition. Now when I preview this, you see how smooth transition is. Now one thing you should also keep in mind is that the longer your transition, the longer it will take for the transition to be made. So this is what I'm talking about. So down here I have this transition. Now when I increase the duration of this transition and I preview it one more time, you see that it takes time for the transition to complete. It's because the length of the transition is long. So when I preview this one, you see that it doesn't waste time. So the longer your transition, the longer it will take for it to transition. I hope you get that. I can also change the transition style. So when I have a transition selected, or let's say I have this one selected, and then head over to the properties menu right here. And then within the properties menu, I have this video field. Within the video field, I get this list of transitions right here I can add to my video. So let's say I select one of these, let's say bar horizontal, and then I preview this. You see that the transition is now different. I want you to pay attention to the transition again. You see that it transitions from left to right. Now when I hit on this invert wipe, you see that the transition flips. So when I go down here to preview this again, now it is transitioning from right to left. So invert wipe flips the transition. So down here I have softness. Now this is how soft you want the transition to look. So if I increase this softness or if I decrease the softness, you see that the transition right here, the edge is sharp. It makes the transition sharp or hard. But if I increase the softness to the maximum, you see, or let's say the middle, let's say somewhere here, and I look at the transition, you see how soft it is right here. So softness is used to add softness or to make your transition soft. Next, I have audio. Now this option is used to transition from one audio to another. So if I have an audio file or if I have a video clip that has audio, I can come down here to select how I want the audio to transition to the other. I can either make it a crossfade or I can mix the transition down here when I select this mix option. Now back to the video field, I can add a custom transition from my system by selecting this custom button or by selecting this custom option. When I select custom, it opens an open file dialog as I have right here. So right here, I can select the location where I have the transition I want to add. So in this case, I have it in my desktop. So I already have my transition, my custom transition folder open. Down here, I have different transition I can choose from. Now, these are all in my system. They don't come with shortcuts. I downloaded these transitions from the internet. So I can select whichever one I want. Let's say this one, for example. So after selecting the transition, I can then click on the open button. So now when I preview this, you see the custom transition right there. So that is it, guys. That is how to add transition in Shotcut Video Editor. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like and also support this channel by subscribing and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I post a new video. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.